to Knighton Primary School.
It's our second visit to Knighton Primary School for Year 4's next negative numbers lesson. We've handed the floor over to Anthony and Blue. Teacher, Josie Clarks, ready and waiting.
I thought I was really raring to go and I could do this really easily. I was feeling a little bit nervous.
Finger of doom. Counting backwards and fives from 30.
25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0, minus.
Hang your heads in shame. I don't have that sort of language in my class. It's not minus, it's negative.
We're not allowed to say minus, but we are allowed to say negative. Because if you use minus, it's when you take away from a number, but when you use negative, it's below 0.
What are they? Exterminated.
There's lots of different ways we use to sit and do maths. Sometimes the rows do help.
So show me with your hands how you feel about what we've just been doing. That's reviewing what we learnt yesterday. 5 should be perfect. Got it? Feeling confident. 4 down to 3 is maybe feeling okay. I think I might need a little bit more practice, but I'm okay. And 1 means I need more help, please. Brilliant. We've got 10s.
I've always been good at maths, but I haven't really been good at other stuff, like literacy. But I'm getting better at it all. And I'd like to go higher, like with Anthony, into the hundreds and stuff like that. Because of my literacy, I'm kind of being held back because I can't read as well.
The story starter is to establish that 0 can be represented in different ways.
And holes in the sand are something that is missing. So it's represented by... Everyone tell me?
Negative.
Negative?
1.
Excellent. And a mound of sand is represented by?
1.
OK, so I woke up, I saw a mound of sand, and a bit further down I saw a mound of sand missing. So I thought, just to make my day a bit more interesting, I had my bucket and spade ready. So I went here, I put it all in my bucket, I took it to here and I filled up my hole. So I had 1 and negative 1. So 1 mound of sand and a hole put together makes 0.
So 0 can be substituted by a negative 1 and a 1 together. This substitution's essential to solve some problems.
Ooh! With a little shocked look on your face. Ooh! How much is here?
Negative 1.
How much is here?
1.
How much is here?
Negative 1. 1. Negative 1. 0.
Excellent. Let's try again, see if I can catch you out.
0. 0. 0. 0. Negative 1. Negative 0. 0.
Can't hear you, sorry.
0.
That's better.
Blue's got the substitution idea, but Anthony seems less certain.
0. Negative 1. 0. 0. 0.
Brains in gear, year 4.
For some people, it might help them when they've got that in front of them, but sometimes you just don't understand what you're really working about.
Well, I do understand it because if I didn't know what negative was, Miss Clark would show us the bits and then we would know what they would look like.
So we've got negative 2, take away...
2.
Blue's hands straight up, but Josie's more interested in Anthony's uncertainty.
Anthony, what's the problem?
You haven't got any positives, you've only got negatives.
Positives or ordinary numbers. We've only got negatives. So, would you come up and suggest a remedy for this terrible problem we're in?
I'm going to fill in these holes, I am.
How are you going to fill in these holes?
Anthony needs some way of removing ordinary 2.
We've got
-2.
-2. What do we have here?
Nothing.
OK, does that help you? What's another way of showing nothing or 0? You use anything from the resource table. What cards could we use to symbolise the nothing? We've got this one. What's an alternative to that?
When I went up to the front, it was quite scary, and it's like your chances shine and you get a bit nervous. It was quite tricky, but I got there in the end and I knew what I was talking about.
OK.
So Anthony's inserting the value of 0 as 1 and -1, leaving the total on the table unchanged.
OK, so do you think that's going to solve our problem?
You might need one more.
Oh, what do you mean you might need one more?
Because there's only one -1.
And only one ordinary one. And how many are we trying to take away, class? 2. 2. So, how much has Anthony added to this? What do we have here? How much is there here?
-2.
Oh, there are some children just about awake. How much is there here?
-2.
How much is there here?
0.
0 or nothing. So, what would we do next, Anthony?
Take away 2.
We've taken away 2 ordinary ones, which makes
Removing the
our sense, isn't it?
ordinary ones from the cards that substitute for 0 visually shows the process of subtracting that many children get reversed. It's clearly -4 that's left and not 0, as many think, on the maths table.
Thank you, Anthony.
The idea that -1 and ordinary 1 can substitute for 0 is essential for Blue and Anthony's understanding. Let's see if they've got it. Anthony's not working with his partner, nor is he using the cards. And despite the successful demonstration, he still seems puzzled. What about Blue?
And then, look, take away negative that equals 0. Take away -1.
You need to take the -1 and put it on there.
Look. That's a 0. We take away that. 6. Have you written number 8 up? The answer is 6. Okay? Come on, Reese.
Supposed to work it out together.
I didn't really like working with Reese and Ryan because they wouldn't listen to us, and so it ended up me and Jacqueline doing our work by ourselves. But I was including them. 3 take away -2. What could that be?
More civilized. Mine or line?
We'd need 2 zeros, wouldn't we?
Huh?
We'd need 2 zeros. 2 zeros. Take away -2.
Yeah, that's a 0. Just put it on. Take away 3. It's much easier.
Got that? How are we meant to take away 2 negatives?
Huh?
How are we meant to take away 2 negatives?
Next one.
Hold on, Scott, that's number 5. Is that, you think it's...
And Jacqueline, we take away 2 negatives,
Is that 6 or 5?
which equals, how much does that equal?
6 or 5? 5.
So the answer is
Blue's got the principle, but for Anthony, wrong answers to 10 and 11 reveal children's familiar misconceptions.
I wrote down the answers that I thought were right, but I got them a lot really wrong. It was really tricky because I always did the numbers above the 0 instead of below the 0 instead of being a negative.
How are we getting on?
He's under pressure.
What's going on then? Which one are you working on at the moment?
That one.
12. So which one are you on? Why aren't you working together?
He knows all the questions.
Are you sure? It's really important that you use these at every step, okay? Don't just guess. I've noticed Anthony's not done number 8 either. So how many do we need?
5. That's
5. Take away -1. Can we do it?
yes, but no.
Yes, but no. How are we going to do it then? Excellent. Do you understand why Anthony's done that, James?
Yeah, because that will equal 0.
Perfect. Okay, so what are we going to take away this time? We're taking away -1. So do you want to do that, Anthony? So what's the answer? 6. Okay, let's have a look through and make sure that Anthony's got those other ones right.
I think I'm wrong again.
Okay, so what do you need to do now?
I felt a bit upset at that stage when I got them wrong, and it was a bit humiliating.
Blue's using 1 and -1 as substitutes for 0 and getting it right. But partner Jacqueline still needs convincing.
So it's still a whole, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can we make that a 1?
Where's the
That's a
How can we make
0.
that level ground?
That's a
then?
0.
What can we put with it?
That's a 0.
And that's
Boy, so that's
Yes, we've got our -2.
that's nothing. isn't it?
2.
So there's 1 nothing, so we need another nothing. Reece, would you like to make another nothing?
There's no such thing as 4 zeros.
Another, how can we make another one of those?
Equals 5, Jacqueline. Count them yourself. 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought it was a 5, but it wasn't. Jacqueline thought, no, it's a 6, but I knew it was a 5 something, and she thought it was a 6 something, so we worked it out because we ended up having to use the board about 3 times.
It did started to work for me using the maths and resource table to work it out because it's a lot more easier and you don't have to remember anything, it's all there.
So, I want to know how you feel about it. I want you to show me. Think carefully. Show me how you're feeling at the moment about using negative numbers like this.
At the end of the lesson, if you didn't think you achieved as much, you would put like 4. If you did think you achieved as much as you could, you would put 5. If you didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve, you would put 3. And I had a 5.
And I had a 3.
Excellent. Now show me how you thought you were at the beginning of the session with negative numbers.
My top tip of today would be always work nicely with your partners.
My top tip is to always make people check their work. I think I'm so good at numeracy, but I guess I was wrong today.